Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel, and today we are going to be setting up the first month of 2023 in my reading journal. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. It's been a long time coming to get to this point of starting the new year in a new journal, and admittedly this paper is causing much more of a challenge than I expected it to, but I am definitely enjoying the learning process that comes with it. So for January, I have continued on with what I was doing in the previous book for 2022, which was doing a collage of a specific book that I've read and carrying that on as that theme throughout hopefully the rest of this journal as well. I really enjoy getting the photos together and the aesthetics of the book that I've enjoyed reading. So for the month of January, I wanted to go with something that I really enjoyed over the year of 2022, and that was Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. It was my second book by this author, but I absolutely loved every moment of it, and just the whimsical nature of the world and the wonderful banter of the main characters and everything. I struggled with figuring out the layout between these two for a while, but I ended up going with just the header and putting the quote on the next page. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and you'll notice that I've changed things up a little bit for the setup, and I have removed the favourite read from this monthly setup completely. I just don't feel like it's that helpful, and I'm going to change up my stats page a little bit, which we'll get to see when I finally get into January and wrap it up. I apologise for my head appearing in some of the shots. It is very difficult to see this paper and the dots at times, and like I said, this paper is definitely giving me something to learn about, and mainly it is how inky the pens have to be and how easy it is to smudge and make a mistake with them, how hard it is to erase any mistakes that you make, because it is not as forgiving as white paper would be. As you can see, I tried to erase some lines that were sticking out, and I ended up removing the colour from the gold lines. So I definitely feel like you have to be precise with where you put your pencil markings, because you'll never get to remove them afterwards. But we're now already on to the monthly view, and I have changed this up a little bit as well. Mostly still the same. We've still got the calendar view where I write down every book that I read and the percentage each day, and we also have the book haul section for where I buy books and have to write down what I've brought in that month. But I have always struggled since I removed the social media tracker from this journal. I now do that on my Notion digitally. I have wondered what to put in this spot. I tried putting the library borrows there, I've tried a couple of things, and I think it's going to be really smart to try having my ARCs list here, because I look at this page the most every day or every week. I'm always filling in something here if I'm reading, and it's going to really remind me that I have ARCs due and that I need to get through them, especially since I have quite a few at the moment that I really need to put some time and effort into. So having them there next to the calendar is going to really help me out and hopefully keep me on track with them. I have another mistake that's about to appear on the page after I do these little boxes to mark where the arcs are going to go, and it'll be with the numbers. I was so stressed when I was filming this because of the mistakes that I had made already, little ones, but they had gotten to me. I skipped a box and I realised it about now, and thankfully it was only now, because if it was further on and I had to fix the entire calendar, I would have been very upset, considering there's not a lot of wiggle room when you're using black paper, and this was thankfully an easy save. The other thing I'm finding is that the transfer between the ink, because it's very inky, is happening on the black paper. A few people have given me some ideas of how to work with that, but I'm still finding even if the pages aren't being used, this rubbing together, the colour is transferring even when completely dry. I just think it's the sheer fact that these are very opaque gel pens, the Gellyroll Moonlight set, and whilst they're great for showing up and look fantastic in the videos that I'm looking back on now as I edit this, it does mean that there is a bit of transfer and it is a little bit frustrating, but in the overall scheme of things, I'm very happy with how it turns out despite the transfer, and I will eventually come to be fine with it. Well, I hope I will be. Again, I am making sure that I don't bother with stencils in this journal because I can't see the dots when I have that light on overhead. It's just easier to do everything freehand and not have to mess things up. But I've tried to keep things very simple and classic for this theme. I printed out the headings with some decorative paper, and I just think it looks really cool with the like vintage sort of look that's going on, and just that bit of pop of colour. I try to use colours that wouldn't be too bright off the page, but would still look neat. And I also tried to use some other pens, but just ended up reverting back to using the Gelly-Rolls. There's just something about them that I really enjoy, especially when they work so well on this paper. I have for Christmas just gotten some acrylographs, so hopefully that will help me out a little bit. They are the thicker tips though, so definitely will only be for headers or backgrounds or something like that, but I'm still really excited to use them. Unfortunately, my favourite little skinny gold washi tape ran out after I did this strip here, so I couldn't match it, but I've decided to leave it as is, and I'm still really happy with how this all came together. Here is my second quote. I will have both quotes written in the description below, along with all the list of supplies that I use and where to find different things that are in this book. I decided to keep this one a little bit short just because it's the first one of the year, and also was kind of an experiment. I didn't really know how I was going to set up a month in this journal with this paper yet. It's definitely something that I'm going to take my time getting used to before I get a bit more creative and adventurous with it. Probably won't get that adventurous, to be honest, but I do like the little changes I've made. Most of it's still the same, and we've got the whole year ahead of us to figure out how I'm going to use this book and make it something that I'm going to look back on and enjoy. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, I hope you are having a wonderful time with your family or have had one. I am just wrapping up my Christmas celebrations with my family and having a spare moment to do this voiceover and get this up for you, as I wanted to have it up on Christmas Day. And I will see you soon with another video. Thank you so much again for stopping by, and I look forward to spending 2023 in this journal with you all. Bye everyone!